Hello everyone and welcome back to some Marvel Champions for the channel, and I picked up one of the two newest releases for the game. Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier. He came out alongside Falcon, and they're part of kind of like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. scenario releases. They're moving on soon to the next one, which is Civil War. But anyway, I like Bucky, so I picked him up, and today we're going to try out his default aggression deck with his obviously unique cards as well, all focused around that mechanical arm of his, and go up against Klaw from the base box just as a little experiment. And yeah, let's quickly go over things. So Klaw has 12 health in Form 1, he has 0 base attack, but he gets 2 boost cards by default, so those are where his power comes from. You start with Defense Network in play with 2 threat on it, and use his deck, you use the standard deck, and 1 modular encounter set. It suggests Masters of Evil, however I have included the module that comes with Bucky, which is called Blizzard, I think, or is Blizzard, that's the villain. Does not seem balanced for a single true solo player experience, I will say, because he is insanely powerful and has a really, really nasty on-hit effect that would also involve a lot of shuffling of the encounter deck. But I thought we'd include it anyway just to see it. But yeah, I don't think it's balanced for one player, so we'll almost certainly lose if he shows up. But hey, that's just a little surprise waiting for us in the deck. So as part of setup as well, we've also to search the encounter deck. Oh no, I've done that part. When we flip it over, rather, to start the game with Underground Distribution, which needs to just get to 6, but then there's a phase after that. Starts with 0. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded. Put that minion into play engaged with the first player. So we shall just very quickly try and find ourselves. Oh, that's one of the cards. What is the deck called? It's called Whiteout, but the villain is Blizzard. Just like in real life. Oh, okay, they were not shuffled that well. We'll find a minion sooner or later. Klaw's deck has a bunch of minions in it. We're not having much luck here. Nope, we're still not having much luck. Nope. Come on now. There's a minion here somewhere. Nope, that was Bucky's obligation card. Oh. Does he have the, I mean, he is a minion, yeah. So we found the one I was just talking about. We found Blizzard himself, which is not good. An elite, he's a Thunderbolt, he has 16 health, 2 base attack, 1 scheme, but forced response. After he attacks a character, search the encounter deck and discard pile for encased in ice. We've actually just seen 2 of those go away. Attached to that character, it doesn't let you do anything except attack the ice to break free. And because there's no cooldown on it, it's every time he attacks. That just does not seem balanced to me at all. Well, this is going to be very interesting then, because we have milled like at least a third of the encounter deck before we've even started the game because of just some unlucky shuffling. And we've got the one thing I said we'd probably lose to if it appeared. Bucky is in for a tough time. And on that note, let's quickly go over Bucky. So on his Bucky Barnes form, he has a hand size of 6. On the hero side, he's got a hand size of 5 and has 11 health. Only a recovery of 3. He has a pet cat, which is helping him do one-handed push-ups. But on his hero side, he's a 2/2/2 and has Lethal Protector. As a response, after you attack and defeat an enemy, so minion, villain, or otherwise, you can remove 2 threat from a scheme. Forgot to go over his ability on this side, which is called Cybernetically Enhanced. You can spend 1 resource of any type to search your deck for his arm and get it out. And you want his arm, because a bunch of his cards are tap the arm and it does much more. So it's all built around that. Like, he has a lot of aggression, a lot of damage potential, which will help against that, but not so much threat. It is his default pre-constructed deck. I've already, I took a quick look through it. I've already seen a couple of cards I would definitely get rid of, but we'll try it today against dangerous odds and see how it goes.
This video is sponsored by Noble Knight Games. Check out the video description below for an affiliate link that will take you through to their store, and it will help me out as well. Thanks.
So, let's start with a shuffle. I noticed that one of the cards we didn't mill in the encounter deck there was Shadows of the Past, so Bucky could just go full Nightmare mode and get his Nemesis out, which is Crossbones, by the way. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see if our opening hand will be kind to us against these horrible, horrible odds. We have Shield Sidearm. We have Strength card. It's got new art on the versions of the Strength, Genius, etc. Super Soldiers, which is a team up for Bucky and Steve. Winter Widow Soldier Spy. Oh, yeah, there's the energy card. And Firepower. We don't have Captain America, so we can absolutely mill that one. We would need his Black Widow. Yeah, he has a team up with Black Widow and a team up with Steve. It's so hard to make happen. I would dump these, well, like both of these, in constructing my own deck. I think I want these, so we'll keep these and just draw 2. Hopefully getting a Bucky card. Nope, we got Aggressive Stance, and we got Man on the Wall, which does have Bucky on it, but it is not one of his cards. So we've got a very aggressive hand to start with, and I mean that in the literal sense. So as we start the game here, I've done a little bit of off-camera stuff just to save you seeing me having to shuffle this deck again, because we're immediately spending Man on the Wall to look for Bucky's arm. So I've done that, I have found it, taken it out, and reshuffled the deck. So there's the cybernetic arm. You can exhaust it to generate a wildcard resource as long as it's for an attack event specifically, and it deals 1 additional damage if you do this. Or, as I say, there's a bunch of cards unique to him that you tap the arm and it makes them do more. That doesn't put it into play, does it? Oh, it does actually. It puts it into play. Very nice. Okay, so I don't need to spend to get the arm out. Excellent. We don't have any of his cards right now though, so I can't show you that kind of team up thing. But let's see what we can do here. I am going to spend Aggressive Stance to put out the shield sidearm. It starts with 3 counters. When you do a basic attack, you can tap it, spend ammo, and deal 1 additional damage to an enemy. So it doesn't even need to be the one you're attacking. I can do 3 instead if I use Firepower, but that's such a waste. There's no way I can get card draw. No. What do we do here? I'm very scared of Blizzard more so than Klaw. I think we don't flip up to hero form until I get some cards to spend these nice big spenders on. Yeah, so I think we're just going to stay down, which is not ideal, and might even complete the first phase instantly, because it's only 6. But if I flip up, yeah, I can maybe do like 6 damage, sure, yeah. That's still 10 to deal with, and I feel like we can wait. Yeah, I'm going to hold on to these cards. This is not a good start, and we're just going to end our turn there. So that is 1 threat on the main scheme. Klaw schemes for a base of 2 plus, that's for a base of 3, or 3 in total rather. And then as long as he gets a card with a marker, because he's villainous, so he gets a boost. Put Weapon Runner into play, engage with you. Okay, so it didn't actually cap out, thanks to that, but it did get +1, so it's at 5 of the 6 it needs. And now there's a new problem on the, although we could trigger Bucky's ability by taking him out, so there is that. I forgot to draw my new hand though, so we're still on flip downside, so we get 3. I'm looking for high cost cards. Oh, there's 1. Okay, we can make use of that. That's Bucky's card. And a free okay. The deck is not playing along already. Let's make some stuff happen. We're actually going to have a turn this time. We are flipping up to hero form. We have become the Winter Soldier. And we are going to use that electrical discharge card we got. So let's spend energy on that, because it costs 2, so sure. So, electrical discharge. Hero action, attack. Deal 4 damage to an enemy if you paid for this event using an energy resource, stun that enemy. Oh, I didn't even need the hand, this one. So I did. So it stuns the enemy. We're dealing 4 damage to Blizzard plus stunning him, to give us a reprieve of a turn of him doing anything. And that was 4 damage of his 16. It's a start. So that means I can use... I could tap the... Yeah, I can actually tap the arm and do Firepower for free. So I'm going to do that. So I can tap the arm to do a wildcard resource for an attack event. Firepower is an event, it's attack. It usually costs 1. The hand covers it. Exhaust up to 3 weapons you control. For each weapon exhausted this way, choose an enemy and deal 3 damage to it. This attack gains ranged. So that doesn't use up a counter, because I'm not actually using the gun. And we'll deal 3 damage to the weapon runner, take him out. That means we trigger Bucky's Lethal Protector to remove 2 threat. We'll remove it off Defense Network, because I can't take threat off the main scheme until Defense Network is gone. It's all coming together, sort of. We'll get rid of Spoiling for a Fight and put down another sidearm. I'm aware I could have just used that card to do 6 damage to Crow, or Klaw rather, not Crow, or Blizzard, but I needed the threat away from an easy kill. So that also has 3 tokens on it. Let me just grab that. There we go. I've got strength card in hand. I'm keeping that. Bucky's not done anything though. So I have to... Well, one, I'm definitely taking his. I'm going to have to use thwart. So we're going to thwart 2 off of the main scheme here to keep it under control. That is my turn. We ready everything up, including these sidearms. These sidearms only proc when I attack. So I think using that other card was a good idea. Drawing 4 because I have strength card in hand. So there's an expensive card. It's Bambino. It's Nick Fury Sr.'s gun. We have another spoiling for a fight. I don't like spoiling for a fight. I would absolutely replace this. Oh look, it's the 3rd and final spoiling for a fight in our 5th and final card. Genius card. We're doing well for resources, but not expensive cards to spend them on. So, 1 threat on main scheme. Klaw's attacking us for a base of 0 plus 2 cards. I'm just gonna... Actually, I could defend. No, because I need to be able to attack next turn to do as much damage as possible to Blizzard, so I'll take it. So it's 0. It's still 0. Oh, wow. Okay, it stayed 0. That is incredible. Glad I didn't waste the the defend. Blizzard tries to attack. Stun goes away. Oh, I just realised I forgot the encounter card in turn 1. Oh, I had so much going on. I forgot. I guess we'll have to do 2 encounter cards now. Okay. Caught off guard. Discard an upgrade or support you control. Well, goodbye one of the guns. So much for that plan. I can't believe I forgot the encounter card. And then, so this is the encounter card we're going to count for this turn. Sonic Boom! Either spend 1 of each resource type or exhaust each character you control. Can I make that happen? 1 of each resource type. I cannot make that happen, so I'm going to have to be exhausted. Arg, there goes that plan as well. My plans are ruined because I forgot the encounter... Well, no, I would have drawn that anyway at some point, I'm sure. Well, that's kind of ruined my plans. We're going to spend the Genius card and 1 of the spoiling for fights to get Bambino on the field. Unfortunately, that is another card where you need to be able to make a basic attack for it to do stuff. It has 3 counters on it though, and has restricted. So I believe the default for restricted is 2 max, so we're at max now. Again, so maybe that's good that 1 of the pistols went away, because I'd rather have the huge cannon out. We'll cover rather what that does once I'm actually able to play it. I'm discarding the other spoiling for a fight. I'm leaving the strength card in hand. We're tapped, so I can't do anything. So we're flipping down, which means we're definitely having this complete, but what can I do? So we'll ready up on this side, and we're drawing 5. Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Winter Mask, Metal Punch, Captain America, Winter Rifle, so we've found all his upgrades now, and 1 by 1. Is that enough for a comeback? I don't know, but let's see what nastiness happens here. 1 on the main scheme. Klaw schemes and it completes. I'm not going to bother. Well, technically I should draw a card still. Doesn't matter what it is though, because it completes. So this completes. Goes to Secret Rendezvous. When revealed, discard cards from the encounter deck until a minion is discarded and put it into play. Oh, thank goodness. It was 1 instantly. It turns around. And this is his meeting with Ultron from the base box and doesn't get anything. If this stage completes, we lose. And Blizzard schemes for 1, 2. Again, he gets boost cards because he has the villainous keyword, or he gets a boost card because he has the villainous keyword. This is quite a mess, and I also did not notice that he's tough, so that makes it even worse. I wish I still had all those double energy cards because we have so many expensive cards that I want to play now. We definitely want to get that Metal Punch out there because it's a lot of damage. I would love to get the mask out there as well, but I don't think we can make that happen, and we certainly cannot get Captain America out, annoyingly, and he starts tough. Oh, we would get a free ready out of that though. Can I make this happen? Our base attack on Winter Soldier side, well, we definitely have to flip up, so let's just do that, so I know what I'm working with here. We would need to do 12 damage to Blizzard. I don't think that's happening. At most, if we do a basic attack, we're hitting for 2. We can make it up to 3. We can make it up to... That's an additional 4. So actually we could hit for 6. And then I could Metal Punch for 7. That's 11 damage. Oh, Ooh, 11 damage is so close. We're one shy of the damage I would need to do. That's very frustrating. Okay, so with what I've got on the table plus Metal Punch, I can get 1 damage away. So if I have that, that means I have these left to spend. I don't need to... Oh, there we go. I can get the wildcard resource from the hand. So that would mean I don't need to spend something. I wouldn't need to spend the 1/1. Then how do we use that to work out how to do 1 damage? Okay, yeah. I think we can do this. Alright, let's go through this then. So, I am attacking Blizzard for 2. I'm tapping this, or rather tapping and using 1 counter from it. I can deal 1 additional damage to an enemy. I'm going to choose to do it to Blizzard. So far I'm hitting for 3. I'm using a counter on this as well, and tapping it because I'm doing a basic attack. So it does 3 additional damage, gains overkill, but that's not relevant because he's super tanky. So 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is 6. Right there. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in total. Oh wait, I must have counted wrong then. Yeah, because 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's only got 6 left, so Metal Punch rather will now take him out. So we'll tap the arm to generate a wildcard resource. Spend the strength and do Metal Punch. Deal 7 damage to an enemy if you exhausted Cybernetic Arm to pay for this event. I guess I did to generate... No, it wasn't to pay for the event though. So no, you don't trigger both. That's a shame. But that will take Blizzard out with the 7 damage. So that's nice. That's something. Because I defeated an enemy, I can remove 2 threat from a scheme with Lethal Protector. So that's also pretty good. Then, what else do we need to do here? There's so much we need to do and want to do but can't. I can get rid of his tough. I don't know if I want to. Do I have enough to get Cap out? I do not. He is so expensive. He's 4. So if I can't get Cap out, what do I do instead? Let's spend Captain America to do 1/1. You deal 2 damage to the enemy. If it defeats an enemy, you deal 2 damage to another enemy. It's just going to get rid of the tough, but that's a start. I could get rid of Bucky's rifle to put his mask on for extra card draw, or hopefully hold off to afford both. Because his rifle gives him +2 attack when making a basic attack. He's all about making basic attacks, because that would make his basic attack 4, and then you have this kind of stuff to add another like 2, 4, etc. Yeah, I think I'm going to hold on to both upgrades, and that is my turn. So, I've got 2 cards in hand. I'm on hero side. I'm drawing 3. We have found Silent Infiltration, another Aggressive Stance, and Deathlock. I'm not really familiar with. I only know him from some Marvel phone games. 1 threat on the main scheme. Klaw is attacking us, and we're just going to take it. So he's hitting 4. Thank goodness Shadows of the Past is gone. I just dropped it on the floor by accident, but it was 2. So he's hitting us for 3. That's us down to 8. Although it's actually 7, because then the guard hits us in the face. And the encounter card is another armoured guard. And he has his tough. Although Bucky doesn't mind minions, as long as we can kill them. So, let's see what we can make work here. I'm going to tap the Cybernetic Arm to generate a wildcard resource. Oh wait, no, it's only for an attack event. Never mind. We're going to have to spend Deathlock and Aggressive Stance. And I'm putting Silent Infiltration into play. So if we defeat an enemy, after you attack and defeat an enemy, discard this card to ready and confuse an enemy. And we're about to do that, so just put it out of sight there. And the way we're going to do that is the guard that didn't have his tough, or doesn't have his tough, basic attack plus sidearm to make our base attack 3. It's got 1 counter left, that's enough to take him out. Lethal Protector gets rid of that threat, and we'll proc Silent Infiltration, so we re-ready, and we are going to confuse Klaw, which will hopefully be relevant at some point. We'll start hitting him sooner or later, I'm sure. We just had to deal with a pretty big problem that has a chance of coming back soon, because the encounter deck is almost already tapped. So we can do another basic attack. I can't attack Klaw because he is protected by the armoured guard. But I would have to get rid of the gun to make this happen. No, I'm still going to hold off on trying to get both the mask and the gun out. But we're going to do a basic attack. So we're hitting for 2, and it is going on to tough. So I don't really need to proc anything here, because overkill would have just meant if we killed him, damage could bleed through. It's not piercing. So yeah, we're not going to use any of our gear. We're just doing a basic attack to get rid of a tough. Done. And we're going to flip down to end our turn, because he schemes for 0 and Klaw won't be scheming. So let's take advantage of that and have a rest turn real quick. And that means we're drawing 4, because I have 2 in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. Firepower, safe house number 30, 1 by 1, and another firepower. So remember, each of those firepower cards is worth 6 damage, because we have 2 weapons out, but we have to tap to use them. So 1 threat in the main scheme. Klaw tries to scheme, but can't. And then the guard schemes for 0, so it's straight to encounter card. Sound manipulation, we're in alter ego form. Klaw heals 4 damage. If no damage was healed this way, it gains surge. He's at full health, so it gains surge. Whiteout, when revealed, find Blizzard and reveal him. If he was already in play, he engages you. Blizzard activates against you. If no enemy activated this way, this card gains surge. Oh, this is horrible. So find Blizzard and reveal him. Okay. That is, yeah, this is not built for 1 player. Where was he? Oh boy, he's back. Yeah, you find and reveal him. That is awful. And he activates against you. Well, that's just scheming though. So he's scheming for just 1. Yeah, this is the one and only time I'm using this modular set. It is not balanced. So I think we're at the turning point of losing now, thanks to Blizzard coming back out, because if I keep trying to kill him, I'm never going to get to Klaw. So we'll give it an honest try anyway. I can't recover because he's got to attack. So we're going to flip up to hero side. We are going to... So I can do firepower for free thanks to the arm if I tap the arm, but I want to use up this gun, because if I get Bucky's gun out, it's restricted as well, so I'm pretty sure the limit is 2. So we'll do a basic attack against that guard. We'll tap this to make it 3 damage. That means he dies. We clear that threat as a result of getting the kill. And then we do stuff. Oh, I absolutely should have started by putting his mask down first, so let's just say I did that, because that procs when you kill an enemy. You tap his mask and draw a card. So let's do that. Arm block, that's his defensive card. Then, should I just ignore Blizzard? But then I'm just going to constantly get frozen. It's like, it's not balanced. Let's tap the... No, let's spend Safe House 30 because it's not a good card. And do Firepower. You exhaust any number of weapons you control, and you do 3 damage to an enemy for each you tap without using up markers. So we'll do that, and I'll do that on... if I kill him now, he's just going to get shuffled back into the deck. But hey, I guess we'll do it on Klaw. Let's just try and get Klaw down. So that puts him down to 9 health. It's a start. I do have a defensive option. So that's good enough, actually. I think we're going to keep what I have. That's my turn. Boom, boom. 3 cards in hand, so I'm drawing 2. We found Black Widow. And we found another Metal Punch. And that is it. And yes, I did drop a card on the floor again. I'm that annoyed. 1 threat in the main scheme. Klaw is attacking us. 4, 3, 4. Put Weapon Runner into play. I'm actually playing a defensive card here. I'm tapping my arm to use arm block. When an enemy attacks, deal 3 damage to it. If you exhausted the cybernetic arm to pay for this event, I did. Prevent all damage. So he hits us for nothing and takes 3. So he's down to 6, which is pretty cool. And oh yeah, his other boost card was that, but unfortunately That is the encounter deck emptied, so now there's an acceleration token on there. Just let me quickly shuffle this, because we've still got to do Blizzard attacking us. And this is where it's awful. I absolutely should have looked out one of the... In fact, before I continue shuffling, because I know he's attacking me. There we go, because that's going to be relevant in a second. To save me shuffling twice. There we go. So, he's attacking us for 2. He gets a boost card because he is villainous. He's attacking us for 5. We're on 2 health. He is the real threat here, not Klaw. And after Blizzard attacks you, search the encounter deck and discard pile for encased in ice, attach it to your character, and then shuffle, otherwise stun. So, encased in ice, attached to your identity. Attached character cannot attack enemies other than this card. Any player can attack this card as if it were a minion. If there is 3 or more damage here, move all but 3 damage here to the attached character and discard this card. So the way it's worded is very confusing, but what it means is you need to do more than 3 damage to remove this card, but any excess above 3 does damage to the character. So they're guaranteed to take at least 1 damage, freeing themselves from this card. So it's awful. It's just not balanced, as I said. But hey, oh, and then we need an encounter card, which might just kill us. So let's see. We're in hero form. Take 2 damage, Claw heals 2 damage. Okay, thank goodness. Claw killed us to spare us from having to fight Blizzard again. Thank goodness. That is an awful encounter set. So that was a little rough, but not because of Claw. I feel like we would have absolutely destroyed him. It's not a particularly hard villain for one, but Bucky's deck seems pretty good. That said, I have just kind of laid out everything that isn't his unique cards here, just to give you a general idea of what I plan to swap out. I'm going to keep him Aggression Aspect. It seems to work well with his cards you have to take. Obviously, you've got your staple of all the double energy cards. They're coming regardless. We didn't get to see Nick Fury Sr. He is actually a neutral ally in the deck. Not sure. That's in the maybe pile. In terms of like his team-ups with Black Widow and Steve, Black Widow is part of his deck. Steve is not. But either way, I think these are too niche to work. So I would absolutely cull these. Spoiling for a fight, don't need them. So I would get rid of those. I like 1x1. I don't like aggressive stance. So those are definitely out. His unique card, the card he's on, but it's aggression. Man on the Wall. Exhaust Man on the Wall. Reduce the cost to play the next card you play this phase by 1 for each minion engaged with you. Nah, that's out of there. It's too niche. I get that his whole shtick is I want to fight lots of minions. You don't have to try that hard to get minions engaged with you. Well, I guess if you were playing with multiple people, possibly minions would be engaged with other people, so that's to drag them over to you. But whatever. Firepower I like. I don't know if we'd need 3 shield firearms, especially because of Bambino, so might drop one of them. Deathlock didn't really get to see him after he enters play. You can search your deck and discard pile for a copy of a shield sidearm, so he gets those into your hand faster if you're struggling to find them. Steve comes out and he's just tough. He's costly at 4. He comes out with tough, and after he enters play, you can re-ready Bucky, so you can attack, summon out Captain America, re-ready, attack again, and he's all about attacking with his basic attack action and trying to find ways to refresh himself. So that definitely synergizes. Nick Fury Sr. it seems like he's just a version of the Nick Fury card. After he enters play, choose 1, remove 3 threat from a scheme, draw 2 cards, or give a shield character tough. At the end of the round he goes away. Yeah, so that's just an alternative Nick Fury Jr. basically. I.e. a good card, so probably keep that. But yeah, that's a good few cards I would definitely cull. Potentially more being 1 sidearm and maybe Steve, maybe. I don't know, I'd have to think about it, but those other ones almost certainly. I don't see the team up cards, like they're lovely and thematic, but they're so niche and hard to set up. But anyway, yeah, that gave me a good idea of how I want to customize Bucky's deck, so we'll probably see my customized version next time. I'm not sure if it'll be a for everybody video or a members only video, we shall see. Either way, I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for doing so and for showing support to a less watched series. Enjoy the rest of your day and see you next time. Ta for now.